conversation.
Oh, yeah, every day.
Yeah.
That's right.
Obviously, tough opponent this week in Syracuse. The bye week follows. Would this be a good time in your mind to put 4 quarters together?
Absolutely.
Let's see what we can finally do.
Absolutely. Coach has been talking about it, all year long and finding ways to complement each other. And there's been, a quarter here and there where we have complemented each other. We talked about the middle 8 a lot. We've done that, several times this year. But just really getting 4 quarters and complementing both sides of the ball, that's when we can be really, really dangerous, and we've seen both sides of the ball play very, very good football, and now just being able to do it together all the time, that's what we're capable of doing. That's what we're striving to do, and, it couldn't be a better time than this Saturday to do that.
Seems like you just jump on that middle 8 comments you made. It's been an instrumental part of this offense's success. How important has that been, emphasizing that by a weekly basis?
Yeah, it is. I mean, just anytime you can gain confidence in those situations, a lot of times it's obviously a 2-minute situation going into the half, and we've been pretty successful in that situation, and then it just creates momentum. When you come back out into the third quarter, it just helped us with that momentum, and so we got a lot of confidence in those situations, and hopefully we can continue to build off of it.
Brandon, why do you think it hasn't happened like right from the jump at times? I know a couple weeks ago, you had that pass in the end zone against Boston College. I guess it might have kind of boosted, but why do you think it takes until mid-second quarter for you guys to really kind of crank things up?
Yeah, I think, for just speaking about offensively, I mean, I feel like every game except this past game, we've scored on the first drive. So we have started fast. Yeah. Then we had maybe a few times you've had a little bit of a lull, and then again, the 2-minute situation, we've had a lot of confidence in. So, like I tell the guys, like after the Boston College game, I wish life was smooth and easy all the time, but, we just got to always work on our execution and try to be consistent with our execution. And, as coaches and as a team, there's always things to correct. And those are the things that we got to correct is just, being a little more consistent. And then whenever we do get momentum at the beginning of the game, like that after that first drive, continue to build momentum from that point on. But just proud of where the guys are as far as starting the game and in the middle 8 for sure.
Brandon, have you seen much of Syracuse's defense? I know everybody talks about their offense, but they're not giving up a whole lot of points.
Yeah, no, they're a really good group. They do a lot of stuff on defense. I mean, they try to confuse you. They try to, just really, really do a lot of different fronts and do a lot of different blitzes and coverages. And so that's kind of their style. That's their philosophy. And they've done a really good job of it. And then on top of that, they're very relentless to the ball, very, very high effort guys. And that's what has allowed them to be successful. So, obviously it's a big, big challenge for us offensively going against this defense, but we'll be up for it, and we're excited about it.
They're not the biggest defense in the world, especially
Yeah.
in front.
Yeah.
Athletic linebackers, got an NFL guy on the back end,
Yep.
really athletic.
Yeah.
What do they do kind of schematically to counteract their lack of size?
Yeah, they do. A lot of times up front, they're doing a lot of twisting and stemming and just giving you different looks and not making it, okay, I'm going to line up in this gap and I'm going to stay in this gap, and probably some of that's because they are a little undersized up front. And so they're moving around a good bit and they're wrapping around blocks and they make it hard. And then their relentless effort is the second thing that makes it the really good defense. So, they're going to show us a lot of different things and try to confuse us, and we just got to do a great job of being disciplined and doing our thing and making sure that we just eliminate any kind of stupid mistakes. That's the biggest thing for us offensively.
Is that maybe the biggest thing to you right now is when I went back and looked, it's like maybe you're driving, DJ holds on the ball too long, you get a sack. You have a nice 3rd and 4, you have a procedure penalty.
Yeah.
Another one, procedure penalty.
Yep, that's it.
Is that probably the biggest thing to you?
It is. Just the consistency factor of getting all 11 guys, doing their job for a complete drive, and really the majority of the time is just us shooting ourselves in the foot because of somebody doing something like that. DJ held onto the ball too long in that one protection. We got to get rid of the ball. We had like you said, a procedure penalty or two that just kept us off schedule and made it hard to get another first down. And so just eliminating those things, keep working on that, and keep challenging the guys. And one thing that our guys are doing though is they're accepting the challenge week in and week out. They are going out there and individually trying to find things to get better at, and that's all you can hope for as a coach is, hey, let's identify what we need to get better at and then go attack it, and I feel like our guys have done a really good job of that throughout the season, not being perfect, but doing a good job of trying to get better.
Brad, how much is DJ running more helped without the offense?
Yeah, I think a lot. Anytime you have that extra hat to run the ball, it creates tougher situations for the defense. And they got to defend another guy in the run game. And so whether you influence one way and go the other, or you just load up and gain an extra hat in the blocking scheme, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to manipulate the defense when you have a guy that's willing to run and healthy enough to run. And that's what DJ has been able to do this year, is really offset, not just always running with the running backs. And it's allowed the running backs to run, I think, even better, and take some off of them. And like I said, DJ has a lot of confidence in it right now. He's taking care of the football very well. So just proud of where he is as far as that's concerned, as far as running.
What are the conversations you're having with the team as back-to-back 3-and-outs and Florida State's crawling back into this game, and something that was a 20-point lead is now within contention?
Yeah, we just got to finish some of those drives, We had a great drive in the fourth quarter. We took off some time, made them burn their timeouts, and I believe we were down on the plus 35, and then we had a procedure penalty, or we had a sack, or we had something that was a negative play that we got to eliminate that stuff, and we got to finish. Sometimes I feel like we're stalling a little bit between the 25 and the 40, where we could really, man, we got a great kicker. If we can just get that ball to the 30-yard line or even the 35 and get some points right there, that can catapult us even further offensively and get some more points on the board. So just, again, going back to the details of everybody's job and finishing your job and being consistent with that, and not letting up with that stuff.
In what kind of ways can you practice the, putting your foot down on their neck and taking them out of the game? How can you practice?
Well, I mean, as far as practicing, you just want to be consistent for 4 quarters. And anytime you get that momentum, you want to keep the momentum. So it's more talking about it, trying to create a mindset for your guys. And that's what we try to do offensively, is always have an attack mindset. No matter what the situation is, being in an attack mode, an aggressive mode, that creates that mindset for those guys that, man, we need to finish some guys off. We've had opportunities a couple times this year, and we just didn't finish guys off. And I think it goes back to complementary football too, and just being able to, both sides of the ball, just being able to, man, to do their part to finish off. We could have finished them off even more so this past week. All right, like I said, with that one drive and gaining more points. And we had an opportunity when we did score a touchdown and ended up having to kick a field goal. I think we had a holding penalty down there on the 5-yard line. So a couple opportunities right there that we just got to learn from and grow up from and just get better at.
Is it harder to have that attacking mindset when you're trying to run clock?
Yeah.
Probably trying to run clock.
Yeah.
Use that to your advantage, but still, when you're used to that risk.
Yes.
Tempo, and then it's like, oh God, we're just standing around.
Yeah. Well, I think, you always want to create the attack mindset of what is the situation? How can we attack that situation? And for us, offensively, we're in attack mindset all the way until we need to be in a 4-minute mode. And then we need to attack the 4-minute mode, the 4-minute meaning trying to, milk the clock a little bit. And like I said, we did that for the most part, just didn't finish. I wish we would have finished that one drive right there. But yeah, still keeping that mindset all the time, but attacking the situation, whatever that situation is. And that really just means just being locked in and focused, having a focused intensity about what your job is. And that can allow you to be more consistent as an offense.
Brandon, it seems like Shipley's found another gear, not just with speed, but even after contact, it seems like he keeps churning to get there. Is his mindset that kind of aggressive, winning attitude that you want everybody to have?
Absolutely. He's that kid's a warrior, and I'm telling you, the longer the game goes, the better he gets. I mean, he really does. He craves not just the ball in those situations, but he just craves the situations, period, and loves. He's such a competitor, and he loves contact. He really does. I mean, he thrives off of contact, and he's one of those guys that, yards after contact is who he is. And you saw that on Saturday night, and it was special. He's just one of our best leaders on the team, and not just off the field, but on the field, how he plays is just how he shows his leadership. And he's also a vocal guy too, so it's fun to watch him play.
You could tell that that drop at Pitt bothered him last year. Then he has 6 receptions for 48 yards Saturday night. Sure-handed, have you seen him have any issues with drops at all?
No, he's been really good. And like you said, I mean, he really, if he makes a mistake, he's the type of guy that, he's so hard on himself that he's going to go get it fixed, whatever it takes to get it fixed. And so y'all saw that, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. There's no doubt about it. And he can do even more things that what we're doing right now with him. I mean, a lot of the stuff is just, swings and little quick throws. I mean, that guy can run downfield and he can do a lot of things, catching the ball. So just, I'm excited about that because a lot of times you don't have a guy that can be, two-dimensional like that and be able to really stress a defense.
So is 25 plus touches, is that a number you want him at more regularly? Or?
I mean, I think it depends on the scenario and depends on who we're playing and what we're trying to accomplish. I mean, I know that he's going to make something good happen the more times he touches the ball. So, yes, we need to continue to get him the ball plenty of times. And then be creative on how we're getting him the ball is a big part of it as well. So, just like we did with ETN when he was here, I mean, the later in his career, we had to make sure we manufactured ways to get him the ball in different ways. And so, that's what we're going to end up doing with Shipley is just continue to find ways to get him the ball. And then, man, there's, when you got guys like Maffa and Kobe Pace and even more guys that are also playing well, it is comforting to have, other guys go in there and you not have to skip a beat at all. And they all are very, very valuable because of the variety of things that they can do.
How unique is Antonio Williams just in terms of being a true freshman? It seems like every week he's making a big point.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can see it yourselves, just how he can separate from guys, and not just with his speed, but just on how he runs routes and how he manipulates defenders and just understands leverage and those type of things. And he's just such a, he's already playing like he's a junior or senior out there that has played a ton of football. Nothing has created him to slow down at all. Like, he plays fast in every situation. And he just does things that is hard to coach, and so above all, he just makes the catch. He finds ways to get it done. And you've seen him catch the ball down the field, in one-on-one coverage, in tight coverage. You've seen him create a lot of separation just by his route running. And so he's made a lot of different types of catches. And so, he's learning every week, but he's doing some really, really good things, and he's a special player for sure.
Any questions for Coach from Zoom?
Hey, Coach, it's Pepper Gross from CUTigers.com. When y'all attacked the perimeter as much as you did with backs on Saturday night, it's obviously important for the receivers to block well. How pleased are you with what they did Saturday? And for the freshmen, Adam and Antonio,
Yeah, that's so important. I'm glad you mentioned that because, number one, we got an unselfish team. I mean, our guys are willing to do whatever it takes to win, and that's a special, special gift that these guys have, especially this day and age. They have bought into, whatever it takes, coach, and that's how they're playing, all of them. Every group is playing that way, and I talked to them after the game about that. It's just fun watching our team play different styles of football and having different ways of beating people, and that makes us really, really valuable. And then just going back to that question with the receivers, they did a great job blocking on the perimeter. That's why we were so successful, is because they did a great job with their hat placement and their angles and their finishing blocks, and so, man, it's showing that they don't just have to go out there and catch the ball, but they're doing a great job of sacrificing their body and being in the right spot with blocking as well.
Adam and Antonio pretty happy for the most part with them, freshmen?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. They're always got something to work on, but man, both those guys have played really, really well. Got to get Adam the ball a little bit more. Man, he's a special player for sure. And so we got to reward him a little bit more because he's shown it in practice. He works his tail off, but just proud of where those guys are.
Brandon and Nick was saying that Dabo really challenged the defensive staff this week, and to get better in all areas. I'm just curious when he does that, kind of what it looks like from a coaching standpoint, kind of how he challenges you.
Yeah, I mean, every week his job is to challenge us as coaches, and Coach Sweeney is the best I've ever been around as far as how he treats the staff and how he challenges the staff in different ways. And so, what is our job? Our job is to respond and find ways to get better, just like we're telling our players to respond to coaching. It's the exact same thing, and Coach Sweeney. Again, does a great job of motivation, and he motivates not just our players, but he motivates our coaching staff, and he holds us accountable, and that's what his job is to do as the head coach, is to hold us accountable. Just like I said, we're holding our players accountable, and so, man, I'm just blessed and honored to be part of his staff and be able to coach for a guy like Coach Sweeney because of how he handles it and how he approaches us in different ways to challenge us and to and really just to inspire us in a lot of different ways.
Hey Brandon, this is Anna with Clemson 24/7. Fourth quarter, I think about 9:22 left. You guys had the ball. You ended up having to punt, but were really able to run the ball. I think Shipley got 4 or 5 straight handoffs, and then Moffitt came in and got a handoff. Even though it didn't result in points, do you think the offensive line can kind of take some confidence from that, just being able to run the ball when they had to?
Yeah, I really do. Like that one drive that you're talking about, we took a lot of time off the clock. We made them burn some timeouts, and I think all but one play was a run play. We're all run plays. It might have been a 9 or 10 or 11 play drive, and so 11 play drive, and so it was really, really good to. Like you said, our offensive line just being able to take over the game right there and move the ball just by running the football. So there's no doubt about it. Our guys are just continuing to gain confidence in different situations, and that's another situation that they did very well in. So proud of those guys for that.
Coach, when you played here, you never beat Florida State.
Thanks for reminding me.
Is it a little bit surreal for you, the fact that you all haven't lost to those guys in 8 straight years now? Did you ever think that Clemson would flip it the way you have?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. That's what I told our players and also our staff yesterday when we came back in is, hey boys, guess what? We just beat Florida State again, and there's nobody else can say that we've beaten them 7 straight times, and that's a record. And so, and you're talking about Florida State, and you're talking about playing at Florida State. I mean, that's a challenge in itself. And so, yeah, we got to do a good job of pinching ourselves and keeping a perspective here on, how special that is and how special that moment was Saturday night of beating a team that's a very, very talented team at home in a big night game, So just really excited. Can do nothing but gain confidence from that as a coaching staff and as a team. And so it'll be something that we just continue to build off of. But yeah, no, we didn't have that luck. We didn't have quite the success whenever I played as far as going against those guys for sure.
Baylor, from a recruiting standpoint, how much can it help to go to Florida, where there's obviously a ton of talent, and kind of dominate them the way you all have for, like you said, several years now?
Oh, I think it helps a lot. I mean, it helps a ton whenever you got, Florida not too far away, and a lot of talent in that state, as we know. And we've had a lot of really, really good players that have played here at Clemson that has a big influence on that state. So that does nothing but help.
All right,
If I
thank you,
could
Coach.
ask one more. Sorry. Is that
Yep.
okay, Ross, or no?
Coach, you have time?
One more, yep.
We can take one more.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, I think 3 catches for receivers Saturday. Was that more so just part of the game plan to get the running backs swing passes, or would you like to see more targets?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to get everybody the ball as many times as you can. It's just it's hard going into a game. I mean, you can have a plan of attack, and I definitely wanted to get the ball to Shipley more. I didn't get enough touches for him the week before against Boston College, and so my priority was to make sure number one was getting the ball. And so, yes, I do wish that we would have got a couple more guys going that deserve it. They all deserve it. I mean, there's no question about it. Sometimes when you get into the flow of the game, you just got to take what they're giving you and kind of roll with the punches there. But like I said, man, we have an unselfish team, and that's why that's why we've been successful. It's just a guys that just want to win, and that's all you can ask for as a coach.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll let him get back to game plan. And Jalen,
Thank y'all.
joining us now.